All right, guys, welcome to the channel. Speed Doctor here. I got some excellent news. We have a reservation for the Z06. Yes, you heard me. Reservation. I got a number for the Z06, and best of all, it's going to be at MSRP. Yep, you heard me. MSRP. And I can show you the reservation process and how you can get it for MSRP as well. So stay tuned. First, let me tell you, it's like mid-December, and we have 70-degree weather. I'm located in Georgia. You know, winter has definitely not kicked in yet. I mean, it's just amazing out here. But I also wanted to go a little bit about me. My name is Bobby. I'm the Speed Doctor, and yes, I'm actually a real doctor. I help patients all the time, and as far back as I can remember, I've always wanted a Corvette. Unfortunately, I do not have one. Well, I have a poster in the background. You can see the poster. I do have a poster, but I do not have a Corvette. This will be my first Corvette, the Z06. I've always wanted one, even, you know, growing up as a kid, seeing the lines, riding in one for the first time, it just put a smile on my face, and I just fell in love with this car. You know, I'm definitely a car enthusiast. I love all types of cars, but the Corvette is a special place in my heart, just something that I've always wanted since I was a kid. But unfortunately, never been able to obtain one. You know, I've had other financial goals, other responsibilities, you know, as being a dad and also a husband. But now I'm at a place financially where we can actually get one. So stay tuned. You know, if you enjoy this type of content, click the subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. I am a small YouTuber, and, you know, I don't get compensation for this. I just do it out of the love for Corvettes and cars, and hopefully get more content out like this. And if you enjoy it, like it and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. To get on the list for the Z06 and get it at MSRP was super easy. So first, you have to figure out which dealership you're going to use. I had a couple different options. First, you know, I wanted to try it locally, so I went to my local dealer and talked to them to see if they could help me, and I just honestly kind of got the runaround. Weren't very helpful, didn't give me a lot of information at all, and also, you know, there's going to be a market adjustment, meaning that it's going to be more than MSRP, which I definitely didn't want to do. So for the local dealership, for me, that was like a big X. Now your local dealer might be a little different. They might be awesome and be able to get you at MSRP. That would be great, but always first I would say try your local dealership. You never know, but for me it didn't work out. Second, the next thing I decided to do was like, okay, I got to do some research. So I looked on some of the websites like Corvette Forum, Mid-Engine Corvette, and even Corvette Blogger, and I came across the top 100 dealerships in the country that sell Corvettes. So I went through that list and looked at some of the closest ones to me. I also called some other dealerships in Georgia, but they didn't get back with me, unfortunately. I even called one of the top 10 dealerships and emailed, called, those type of things, and the communication, unfortunately, wasn't the best. And, you know, I get it, they're super busy, super bombarded, not only selling the Corvettes they already have, but also worrying about a car that's coming out. So I get it, but for me, if I'm going to spend this much money on a car, I want someone with excellent communication and makes the process super easy. So that came down to two dealerships. For me, I went with the top two dealerships that I looked at. Was one, Ciocca, and two, MacMulkin. Now Ciocca is the #1 dealership in the country. They sell, you know, tons of Corvettes. And I called them. They were very nice, very great, but they were waiting to put anyone on the list until you know, the Z06 was actually confirmed. And they have a list, and I'm glad I didn't get on their list, because now I believe, last I heard, it was close to $5,000. I mean 5,000 people, which is like a lot, you know. So I ended up going with MacMulkin. So first, like I said, was find a dealership. And two was, once you confirm that, is you know, making sure they have great communication. So you need to, you know, the next step would be call or email, and, you know, make sure you get all the answers that you need, any questions that you have. And MacMulkin was great. They had great communication, and once you give them your information, they will email you a list of instructions of what the process is, a little bit about them, and the next step, which is sending them some money. They will not put you on a list until they have a $2,000 refundable deposit. So that is good news. So if you decide you don't want the car or decide to get off the list, you can get your money back. Now, after you've given them the $2,000 deposit, like I said, you'll get another email stating the exact number you are in line. Now, I started this process around February, March of this year, and I'm in the 400s, which is awesome. So I should hopefully get a first, second year Z06. Now right now the MacMulkin's numbers are, last I heard, was around the upper 1800s. So they're still taking deposits, so you can still get on that list. So once I confirmed MacMulkin, for me, this is out of state. I'm in Georgia, they're in New Hampshire, where they're located, and that's very far away. I've never bought a car out of state, and I'm sure most people who are going to get this car, if they're buying it from MacMulkin or some of these other top volume dealers, are from out of state. So it's a little uneasy for me to do that, but from what I was told is that it'll all be handled through not only email, but also all the paperwork will be mailed. So I can do everything from my home, and you can too. It's not something that you have to fly out there to sign all the paperwork, which is great. So they make the process super easy. This is far away from me. There are 3 ways you can get the car. One is locally. You could just fly out there, one-way ticket, pick it up and drive it home, which would be an awesome ride. But for me, that's a long ways. So the other option is shipping it, which they do work with a company to do that. I don't know the exact numbers, but from what I've read online, it'd be a couple thousand to send it to me in Georgia, which really, at the end of the day, isn't too bad. So that could be an option of getting the car. So, but the third option would be getting it at the National Corvette Museum. Remember, the Bowling Green's, they're making the plants right there. So they can just deliver the car to the museum. I think the price was around $1,000, and you can go to Kentucky and pick up the car. For me, Georgia to Kentucky is a lot less than Georgia to New Hampshire. So if you're close to Bowling Green, that would be an ideal solution. So you don't have to pay for shipping, but also you can get the car there, and I've heard the experience there is great. I also have a track review from the Corvette Museum. At the end of this video, I'll put a link on there if you are interested in watching what it's like to drive the C8 on track. It's a great experience. I loved it, had an awesome time. Now, I almost forgot, you also are going to need to send them a copy of your driver's license and all your contact information, which is important. So the other great thing about it is they will not sell to, you can't get on the list if you're a broker. You're only allowed 1 slot in the list, so that you can't get multiple deposits down. And also if you're another dealer, they are not accepting deposits from businesses. So for the average guy like me, and you, we can get on this list and hopefully get this car soon, which is super exciting. Now, one thing, you're probably thinking upper 1800s is a lot of people that would be ahead of you. And the other thing is too that the price hasn't been released. So if you go ahead and start this process, get on the list, I would imagine some people, once the price is released, maybe, it's too expensive for them, or maybe life events changes. I would probably expect some people to drop off, and as those people drop off, you would move up in those slots. Now, the final thing is I kind of do my morning ritual on Mondays, is that there is actually the best part about all of this, not only their great communication and they're the top 2 dealership in the country, but also they have a website where you can verify where you're at on the list. So You go to their website, put in the, it's a Z06 waitlist verification, put in your email, and it will tell you your exact spot on the list every Monday as it goes forward. So as people drop off, you can see the progress moving forward. I started in the 500s, low 500s, and now I'm in the 400s. So some people have dropped off already for whatever reason, but that is a good thing to be able to look at. So my Monday ritual with my coffee in hand, I sign on, look, and every Monday I see if I've dropped any places. Now, probably once it gets closer, you know, if you're lower on those numbers, I doubt people are going to drop off in those regions. Maybe some will. In my case, I don't know, but you know, I think there's more room for those who are higher on the list to drop off for whatever reason. I may be wrong, but that would be my expectation, I guess. So I hope you found this video helpful. So at the end of the day, like I said, you just got to pick up the phone or email them, get your money to them, get on the list, and you have a way to verify it, which is super cool. So I get to take you on this, hopefully this journey of me buying this car. And if you enjoy this more content like this, please subscribe at the button below.